This is episode 53 of Talk a Lot with James Lott Jr. I soul searched today and decided did I want to come on or not, but I figured I should come on. That's why I'm here, and that's why I do this show late night. So I thought, let me come on and we can talk as I always do. Open to all people to talk. It's a safe space to be. And it's my talk show I do every night here on IG, and we have all kinds of discussions. So I chose, after a long, hard week and bad news today in my personal life, to come on and talk to you guys and talk with you guys. We're going to talk about it. So let me turn this over. Excuse my crazy fro, but it's just life right now. I don't know what's going on up there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk a Lot with James Lott Jr. It's going down in Los Angeles right now, and luckily not in Inglewood. So I am fine. Everybody's asking where I am. I am fine. They're setting off fireworks, but that's just normal. But right now, I'm fine. So what's happening is about 6 miles away from us. So it's not far, but it's not next to me. I have friends who live in the mid-city area and are going through it right now. I have friends who live in downtown LA yesterday and went through it last night. So we know riots. We had them down here in 92. And when Nipsey Hussle died, it was crazy in this area too. So we know what all that's about down here. But right now it is relatively, besides like fireworks happening, is relatively quiet where I'm at. So I am safe and I am sound. So people have been asking, calling, and checking on me. LA, on one great thing, LA is a big place, very spread out. But I know a lot of folks who don't live here, you hear LA and all of a sudden it's like one small place, but it's very spread out here in Los Angeles. It has been a very long week. I had family news early in the week that devastated me, and so I was dealing with that. And then of course, all the George Floyd stuff and the guy in Central Park and all that triggered stuff for me, from my own experiences of what I've gone through. And then I got news, my godson this morning, I just have to share this with you. It's just kind of crazy. My 16-year-old godson was in a car speeding at 80 miles an hour that smashed into something, rolled over 3 times, caught on fire. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt, was ejected from the car, was able to get up and help his 2 friends out of that said car. The car is totaled. All 3 kids have only a scratch or 2 on them. When my friend called me, I was like, you gotta be joking. That he survived. They survived with just no broken bones, no broken skulls or anything. And they said probably because he was ejected from the car, it probably saved his life. So this week just seems like, it's been a week of looking at your life, but between the virus and people having no money and just, it's been, this last couple of months have been crazy. But it's been a very interesting week, especially, and it's only May 30th. We're barely at the halfway mark of this year. Barely at the halfway mark of this year. It's crazy talk. It's crazy. I don't even know. It's just crazy. I don't even know what the rest of the year has in store. I can only imagine, right? I'm hoping it could get better from here, but who knows, right? I've had some business things come up that I'm not happy with, that I may be making some decisions on also. And that's always tough. I feel like this week's about what kind of world do you live in? And that's locally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. What world do you live in? And what kind of world do you like? Now my internet's trying to act up all of a sudden. Of course it's trying to act up. Of course. Why not? Please act up. Of course. And what kind of world do you want to live in? And what kind of world will you work toward? How much will you do to work towards that world? I think those are some of the things that have come up for me this week. I don't know about you guys, but that's what's kind of the thing. It's like, we gotta make some decisions, folks. Things aren't working. And I've had to trim the fat in my personal life. And people who just aren't, of course, it's acting up. Of course, it's my phone has just two. Why does it have two bars? I'm like literally next to the router is right over here. The router is right here. Why do I have two bars? I don't even understand what's going on. My phone is fully charged. Don't know what's going on. What's going on? But yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see me or not. I don't know what's going on. It says I'm live. It says I have one person watching, but I know I see like 20 of you in here. So I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I don't see any chat roll happening. So I don't know what. Of course it would do this. Of course. Why not? Like, why not? Technology, of course, act up tonight. I'm trying to see if I can go anywhere and make it better, but it's not. Oh my God, I got to close my window. Okay, just want to check. Just checking. Hi, Gavin. It's a tough world out there, folks. It really is, and I think things have to change. They do, and it's a great lesson for your personal life. It's a great lesson for your professional life. It's a great lesson for life in general. You have to look at things honestly and make changes. That's what you have to do. So I think that's where we're at. And I think, here in LA, we have a lot of rioting happening and looting and stuff like that. And I don't condone it. I'm sorry, I'm a black person. I don't condone it. I never have, never will. I understand the rage. I understand all that stuff, but I would never riot or loot. But I think, and I say this also because I think it almost dilutes the message. And I know there are a lot of black folks who agree with me and folks who don't. And I would never tell a black person how to feel. Because I'm like, you feel how you feel. I'm not going to fight you on it. But just for me, I don't mind protesting loudly. I don't mind protesting strongly. I don't mind making noise. But also, vote. I said it, I talked about it last night. From local level to presidency, this is your chance to make a change. Don't think you don't have a voice. We all have a voice. So I think we all need to exercise that voice very much. And it goes in your personal life too. If people aren't treating you nicely, if people don't respect you, if people don't value you, get them out of your lives. Get them out of your lives. They do not deserve a place or your time or your energy. They don't. Some folks just aren't good for you. And some folks just aren't meant to be in your life full time. So I think it's another lesson too of look at your friendships, look at your family relationships. Just because they're family doesn't mean they can treat you however they want to. Sometimes family will do you worse than your friends. I know from personal experience. But I've also on the flip side, I've had people surprise me in very great ways and really show up. And today I've had a lot of people who are not black or brown show up in my life today. I got a lot of phone calls and messages and texts for support and solidarity. And they actually are out there. Some of them actually protested. Some of them are posting things. Some of them are creating content. So they're not just saying it, they're actually doing something. And that's my major thing. It's like, it's one thing to, feel and say something, but we need action. And that could be whatever. I would never tell somebody how to act. It's just whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever. Some people are great writers, so you write something on it. Some people are great speakers, you speak on it. Some folks aren't the greatest speakers, but maybe, retweeting certain valuable information that's what they can do. Some people are great painters, and so they'll paint something. It's like the music. It's like whatever form, in protest, great art just can't be born from it. It's like, so, whatever your art form is, whatever your platform is, maybe you can find a way to just at least speak out and show that you're tired of it. I'm about to make a statement that I don't know if anybody agrees or not. That's fine. This is my feeling. When any oppressed group is seeking equal rights, it's the dominant group, it's their responsibility to realize there's a problem. So let me break that down even further. If you are straight and gay folks want equal rights, it's up to all straight people to agree that gays should have equal rights. When it comes to black and brown people, white people need to all agree there is a racism problem, that there's racial inequality. Until that happens, I see very little happening. That's my statement. And I stand by it completely. I've been black for 51 years. I have seen it. And I feel like that's the problem. But the group that's not when the group that's not oppressed doesn't see a problem, nothing will happen. That's the problem. So until white folks all unequivocally agree that black folks have inequality and have racist things happening to them, change is not going to happen. It starts with us saying we're not going to sit down anymore and lay down. And it also starts with them saying, you know what, you are right. We do have privilege. There is something going on. So until those two things happen, nothing's going to change. That's just how I feel about that. And I think it's up to non-black and brown folks to speak out and say this is not acceptable anymore. It's their responsibility. They need to say that and say we are an ally to what's going on with black and brown people. That this is not acceptable. There's no two sides. You can't look at a video that we've seen, some of these videos where it's right there. It's not edited. It's not photoshopped. It's not, it's right there. We're seeing it. And you can't say, I see it this way. No, I see it this way. It's like there's only one way to see it. I'm sorry. Until that can happen, where we all see the same thing, change is barely going to happen. And I'm sorry, I'm a very optimistic person most of the time. I'm not that optimistic. I'm sorry. I'm 51 years old. I'm tired. I am tired of this. And I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do my part to affect change. But I'm tired. And what's happening is not working. I'm noticing that people, this is in my personal life and professional life and the world at large, people are doing whatever the fuck they want. And this week I am seeing it with people that I'm like, didn't we have a discussion? And suddenly you're doing something we had a discussion about that's the opposite. Or, yes, I'm your daughter, but I'm going to get married without you, but then be mad at you because you weren't there. I mean, I'm seeing stuff this week that is opening my eyes. My eyes are wide open. I'm just like to people. And I have a right to say, this does not work for me anymore. My favorite phrases, this does not work for me. You can say that. You can totally say that. And you can bow out of conversations. You can drop professional partnerships. You can get out of relationships. All that stuff. You can cut off family. It's all justifiable if it doesn't work anymore. Of course, you try to work it out. But at some point, there's nothing to work out. They are who they are, and you are who you are, and it may be time to separate. And I'm about to make some more separations. And I've cut off some people today. I did that. And muted some folks today that I'm like, I don't have time for it anymore. I don't have time for tomfoolery and shenanigans. It's at the point where I did a poem today. Please steal it, take it. It's a phrase I came up with it's based on another phrase I heard somewhere. But I just thought I used to always say no is a great statement, but it's beyond no. This does not work for me anymore. That's the thing. A lot of us are adults, and so you're able to be whoever you want, do whatever you want. and follow whatever you want, dreams you want to do. I don't have to co-sign. I don't. You don't have to co-sign. You have a right to go, you know what? That's not quite for me. That's not quite what I signed up for. You have a right to change your mind. You have a right to I always say in my other practices, I do 10 different things in the world, that you're the editor of your own life. I say it to all my coaching clients and to my organizing clients. This is your book. This is your movie. This is your TV show. You can edit it however you want. So get to editing. And that's what I do all the time. And there were projects that I worked on that I thought were going to be the best projects on earth, and I thought they were the ones for me. And I realized after just time and dealing with the people and things are going down, that's not the right project for me. I have fired clients. I fired a couple of clients. This doesn't work for me anymore. The way you're treating me, the way you're acting, the way you're doing stuff doesn't work for me anymore. And it's okay. And see, no one can argue with you when you say that. Because you're not you're not being aggressive and coming at them. Words are very powerful. And sometimes when you say certain things, it can seem combative. It can seem like you're attacking that person. But I feel like saying this does not work for me anymore. You're talking about me. You're talking about yourself. They can get mad and stuff, but they can't. You're not being aggressive. You're saying, done. I'm out. You do you. You have a good time. But James Lott Jr. is going to be over here. Because my reputation is very important to me. And I don't care what people think in general. But my work reputation is very important to me in terms of making sure that whatever I do, there's integrity behind it, and that there is honesty behind it, and there's passion behind it. And I have no problem admitting when I'm not good for a project, or good for a partnership, or good for a song. I mean, a couple songs were sent to me once, and I just wasn't the right fit for the songs. Just wasn't. I wasn't the right fit. I'm like, the songs were good and everything, but I just wasn't the right fit for them. I'm not probably admitting that. They just weren't for me. There's just a lot. The world goes by fast. We had this talk yesterday, right? I'm 51. I don't know when I got here. Like literally, I thought I was 35 2 minutes ago, and 25 a half hour ago. It goes by so fast, and I want to make sure that whoever that I'm in contact with, I'm still working for them. Because they may say to me, this doesn't work anymore. It can work to me too. They can say, James, you're a great guy. Today I was turned down from an interview. Don't know why. This person and I were going back and forth. They were very happy. They wanted to do an interview. I don't know if I said something they didn't like. I don't know if they went and researched me and found another cup of tea. But they actually declined an interview with me. Said, I've changed my mind. I'm going to decline your offer. Okay. That person's not even a name. He's nobody. And I'm being a little shady, of course. But yes, he's nobody. To be very honest, he's nobody. I don't know why he doesn't want me to interview. I know I do a good job, so it'll be a good interview. It was an actor who's up for an Emmy for a show. And I should be totally shady and tell you who it is. But if I tell you who it is, you don't even know who it is. You don't even know this person. But I'll just say he's up for an Emmy, but not personally. He's up for an Emmy for producing a digital series. That's all I'm going to say. But the person who suggested I interview him, it was a suggestion. I didn't go after him. It was a suggestion. I told him, I said, your boy turned me down. He was like, what? I go, yeah. And it's funny. I've been turned down. I've been doing interviews for like the last almost 6 years. So I've been turned down twice. I talked about it here on the show before. I've been turned down twice in 6 years. That's good. That's good averages. Not the Bay. Actually, not the Bay. I'm friends with Gregory J. Martin, all of them, so it's not the Bay. I'm actually going to interview Gregory J. Martin. So no, it's not the Bay. Not the Bay. You go back to your Emmy nominee place. You can take a look and start guessing. But no, the Bay, they're my friend. The Bay, they're my friends. So it's not. I can tell you for sure it's not them. Gregor and I talk all the time. And I know Christos and everybody. I know Walker, like, Willie Walker wants the dirt. He wants the tea. You know he does. I know Kenny wants the tea too. I may tell you guys privately. But I don't be that shady. I mean, I'm shady, but I don't be that shady about him. Because it's his right to say no. It's his right to go, I don't want James Lott Jr. to interview me. It's his right. It's his loss. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I know I give good interviews. I'm not, and it's not ego talking. I do a good job because I do my research. I know how to interview, and I'm actually interested. So I know I do good interviews. So that part I'm not, that's just I just know I do. But I know some people may not like my style. They don't. I'm not for everybody, I'm sure. I have a lot of detractors and I have a lot of friends and followers. So, and that doesn't bother me. But it was just kind of interesting that we were actually going back and forth, had a good time, and I was just like, yeah, we're just messaging each other, and we're just trying to pick a date, and and this person has small kids or whatever, so we're like, okay, let's do it around so when the kids aren't around, and all of a sudden, just this morning, I woke up to the email, just like, next. I guess it didn't work for him anymore. I use my own words against myself. And that's the point. And it's his right. It's completely his right to not want to be interviewed by me. That's fine. I'm not hurting for interviews. Trust and believe. I got plenty already booked next week. I have like 15 booked next week. So, I mean, I'm good to go. I'm already booking the week after. So I'm good to go. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I'm fine. But the interview thing is getting a little saturated. I was telling Candy Mac earlier on a group call with her. The soap stuff is getting. I'm pulling out of the soap thing. I will probably interview a few soap folks for some various things. But other than that, for now, EW is doing it. Now Michael Fairman jumped in. And I'm like, ugh. I have no problem giving shade to him publicly. My buddy Alan Lochner is doing it, of course, and I love Alan. And a few other people, and some chick is doing it too. I'm like, there's so many soap interviews. Like, how many Laura Wright interviews do we need? And what's crazy is, I'm in talks with certain people, but all of a sudden they're on other podcasts. So I was like, well, now I don't want you on my podcast because you already talked about it with so-and-so yesterday. So now, what am I going to do with you? Sure, it could be slightly different. Right, and not everybody's a good interviewer. And there's a lot of soap stars. I mean, there's a lot out there, but it seems like there's a lot of repeating happening. I'm like, oh, okay, well, never mind. But I have a few that I'm interviewing for specific things. Because luckily I do I do like 12 podcasts or whatever. So like Pachuca Darbo and I just spoke the other day about Studio City because I do a Studio City after show. And then I have, Sean Caney coming on because of that. Also, Michelle Stafford will probably come on and do my Left-Handed podcast. So I have a few podcasts that are like just kind of different. So they're not straight up soap interviews. So that'll work. But I'm just like, everybody's doing them now. I mean, me and Alan were the first ones doing them. And then all of a sudden now, everybody's out there doing it. It's like, I guess because all the soap stars are at home. Ain't nobody doing nothing. So I've decided I'll continue interviewing my musicians and other actors and movies and stuff. Luckily I do a lot of stuff. So I will continue with those people and see what's going on. And yes, and there are those folks who don't do a lot of interviews. And there are some folks who are afraid to do interviews because I know in the past, some interviewers have a certain angle, and they go after them for certain things. And so I know a lot of them have mistrust of the soap press, which don't blame them. Don't blame them. So, but I still work with CBS. So if Bold and Beautiful, Young and Restless send me people, I will totally interview them for them. I mean, we have some things planned. So I will completely do that. But I'm just like, by me going on my own, I was in talks with some really big people. I mean, they went on other shows just recently. I'm like, no reason for me to do it now, kids. No reason for me to do it now. I'm not going to worry about it. That's such is life. But this week again, it's about decision making. And I'm making some decisions. I made some decisions tonight. I'm making some more decisions. I'll probably make more decisions tomorrow. I mean, I'm making decisions about all kinds of stuff. I am trying to create the world I want. Thank you. And yeah, one of the great things, I have a new EP out of music. My group J2 It's out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm very proud. Those songs were recorded 2 years ago. We finally released them. It's a 5 song EP. I'm very proud of the songs. Me and my partner James Woods, who are J2, because we're both named James, are actually working on new music. It's been 2 years, so we finally got back together and we're doing new music. So we'll put some new stuff out later this year. So we're working on that. So thank you for anybody who's Spotifying it or anything else. It's on my SoundCloud page. You want to listen to it and see what's going on. Yeah, well, everybody should be worried. James is trimming the fats. James is reevaluating a lot of stuff. This week was a very big week for me in terms of creating the life that I want. And I've talked on here about the struggles with money I'm having. I have a mortgage to pay. I have things I need to pay for and things I'm working on. I got a few jobs right now just recently where I'm kind of getting money, a little bit of money here and there. But I got real problems going on. I can't really leave my house because I have a compromised immune system. So I'm trying to figure out how do I go back out there and start being in the world again. I got to figure that out. Now they start opening up stuff. So I'm figuring that out. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. That's just kind of like, my mental health is most important. I don't want Bell's palsy again. I'm susceptible to that again. My immune system has never been the same since I had it. So it's like I'm trying to, and I want a haircut one day. There's all kind of shit that's going on that I need to focus on that's more important. I'll tell you, doing the interviews has been my saving grace this whole time. I've been talking to amazing people from all walks of life. It's been wonderful. And I think every single person who's done it. I don't think, Walker, have we done a show since I've been on the virus? We need to do a show. I was just think about that. I did one with Candy Mac. I did one with Iron Beard. I was just think, did we do a show? We didn't do one. I just thought about that. We gotta pick a subject and do it. I know we did a show before the virus, and that was just and that was on that was phone call. But I don't think we've done a Zoom meeting show. I am Walker R. Okay, I will contact you. We're gonna make that happen. Yes, chronic illness sucks. I know. That's what it is. And so, but see, I also know my limitations. I know what I'm willing to do and not do. I know what I'm willing to put up with and not put up with. I know what works for me and doesn't work for me. And I think, and it's okay. It's okay to stand up for yourself. That's the thing, isn't it? We have a hard time sometimes. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We don't want to disappoint anybody. But it's your life. You should stand up for yourself. No matter, let people feel what they're gonna feel. Doing the interviews, that's a very good question, Iron Beard. Okay, I'll answer you in a second. I gotta answer Kenny Mac. I want to do something about old TV shows with you. That could be interesting. Do a podcast because I started the Girlfriends podcast. I'm getting tons of attention from that already, so I'm very excited to get that going. But maybe it's an idea. Let's brainstorm, Kenny Mac, about that. Like, what kind of show that would look like. That's an interesting concept. That's an interesting concept. Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. Oh, do interviews serve as a way of therapy for you? I didn't view them that way, but I think on some level they've been, I don't know about therapy, but they have given me purpose, and they have given me a schedule. They have kept me calm because I'm mostly anxiety free because of these interviews. They do feed me because I'm talking to health professionals, I'm talking to writers, talking to musicians, I'm talking to famous people, non-famous people, I'm talking to insurance people, I'm talking to organizers and coaches. So, on some level, I am getting fed. I am getting education. I'm getting fed. Doing this left-handed podcast has been the most fun thing I've done in such a long time. I have learned something new from every single left-handed person I have talked to. It has been the craziest ride. I am so excited to do this podcast. Well, you are 80 years old, Candace, but the thing is that I'm having some ideas. Mommy does say your left hand. That's right. You should be openly listening to my shows or watching them. Left-handed with a lot to say. That's my show on YouTube and all streaming services. So and they're not long. None of them are longer than maybe 20 minutes, but they are all fascinating. I interviewed a mirror twin who's left-handed and her twin's right-handed. I interviewed a woman from Brazil who's right-handed but is fascinated by left-handed people and taught herself how to use her left hand. Great talk. I mean, it's just all that. And just what they're thinking. And actually, it's kind of an experiment for me. So doing these interviews has been a source of comfort for me, schedule, and sanity is what they've been. And so it's been great. It has been just such a great thing for me because I said to myself, I don't want to sit at home. Phil Donald, my friend, I don't want to sit at home and worry about the virus. That was number one for me. I said, I can't say, I'm James Lott Jr. And so, I mean, I was already writing books and doing music, but with the studios all shut down, basically, I was like, I want to continue doing something. Giving people some. There we go. We have fireworks going on. That was loud. Anyway, it's 10:30 at night and they're doing fireworks. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. But I want to do something. I want to give people something other than the virus. That was my whole thought process. But now it's like I want to give them stuff besides what's going on out there. So that's why I do it. And so it's been wonderful. So between that and my garden, life has been decent for me these last 70 days where I've been home. I think it's been 71 days, I think. Yeah, the fireworks they're just, now the car alarms are going off. That's the LA side. I'm in Inglewood. Across the street is Los Angeles. That's the LA side. Right. Yep. There you go. Like, get your car. So yeah. So it's but you have to stand up for yourself. Right, Phil Dolan? You know all about that. I'm talking about professional things that are going down, and having to part ways with people. I know you just did recently. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up for yourself. You have to, if it doesn't work for you anymore, if somebody doesn't work for you, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to kind of just go, and you just have to go, okay, I don't want to be part of this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want this anymore. Like, you just got to get out. It is your right to do that. Integrity is key. And it's also it's also, they do every night. They do it. It's going to get worse as it gets closer to 4th of July. It's ridiculous. They do this every year. It's ridiculous. Integrity is the key, and keeping your own integrity is key. That's the thing. You have to really. I try to go with my heart in everything, and so I put my heart into everything. And if I can't do that, then it's my responsibility to let you know that I can't. And not, I was producing a podcast, late last year, early this year, and I basically kind of had to fire the person. I mean, it was their podcast, but like I literally had to go. They weren't putting enough into it. They weren't meeting the deadlines. At first they were, but all of a sudden they weren't. And I was just like, I don't think your heart's in it anymore. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on. No, I want to, like, but they wouldn't, it just was like getting more and more ridiculous. And I'm like, I can't just waste my time. It's not working. I'm like, then you just do it yourself. You do it yourself and do it whenever you want to. But we had an agreement, and you're just breaking the agreement. So I was like, that's not going to work. I can't work like that. And I can't let someone treat me a certain way because I'm teaching them how to treat me. That's always something I always tell people all the time. You teach people how to treat you. They do. By your actions or inactions, by accepting certain things or not accepting things, you're teaching them how to treat you. So I think you need to be clear. And you need to be honest. And you need to be clear. So that you don't get taken advantage of or be in situations you don't want to be put in. You know? That's just simple. It's as simple as that. You just can't. And you can't afford to. Again, I was 35 like 2 minutes ago. And I'm 51. I couldn't even tell you where all that time went. I mean, I did a lot of stuff in that time. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, I don't know where it went. And it's going faster and faster. I'll be 60 before I know it. 75, and I don't want to live in a way where I'm like, what did I do? It's allegedly, this is allegedly, when David Cassidy died, and this is David Cassidy, folks. I mean, he was a star. Partridge's Family was a big star. Apparently, when he died, his last words, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I'd heard this somewhere. His last words were, "So much wasted time." And even if that wasn't his last words, think about that though for a second though. If that is someone's last words, so much wasted time. That would be horrible to die that way. And think that. So much wasted time. That's such a powerful statement. That's such a powerful statement. I don't want to live like that. Because when I go, folks, I'm going to be like, you know what? I had so much fun. Please let me into heaven. Please. I had a good time. I lived some life. I did a lot of things. I accomplished a lot of stuff that who knew I was going to accomplish it? You know, Mom said it all goes so fast. It does. It all goes so fast. And I could at least say for James Lott Jr., he has lived some life. If I die tomorrow, I lived some life, folks. I tried some things. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I tried some stuff, and I had a good time, and everything. So when I die, my last words might be, "Really? Right now? I gotta go now? Really? Can you just get another year or so?" Then that'll be my last words. Or I'll be ready to go. One of the two. Be like, "Just take me. I'm ready to go." I'm ready to go. I do. I live my life to the fullest, kids. I do, and I just feel like there's no substitute. You have this life. What are you gonna fucking do with it? What are you gonna do with it? Be afraid of people. Be scared of what people think. Live your life in a way. Make moves because you don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings or not want to or not want to upset the apple cart. Really? You're gonna let people just walk all over you and treat you however they want to and do whatever they want, and you just take it and go, okay, sure. No. Are you gonna live your life in fear and just be afraid to do anything? No. I have people I know who are stuck, and they are afraid to live their lives. I have friends who are waiting to live their lives. What the fuck is that? Waiting? Your life is now. Like, well, when I turn 65 and I retire, I'm like, really? You're going to wait till you're 65 and you're 40 to live your life? What? That makes no sense to me. No sense to me whatsoever. So, I invite you all to live your lives, whatever they are. And don't let no one, I'm going to speak some improper English, don't let no one tell you otherwise. I pay my own bills and stuff, so nobody can tell me what I'm going to be doing. I do exactly what I want to do, for the most part. I do live with somebody, so I have to certain things I have to run by them. But for the most part, I do what I want. But I mean, so it's kind of easy. But seriously, I found my passions. I found things I want to do. So I told myself when I quit my job 11 years ago, I will never do a job that I do not want to do. That was my promise to myself. You gotta make promises to yourself. You gotta look out for yourself. You have to really be your own advocate. You have to be an advocate for yourself. And so I told myself, James, no more. No more tired jobs that I don't want to do. Now, occasionally, I've had an interview here and there that I was doing kind of out of obligation. But again, I was doing it because it was leading to something bigger or something that I really wanted. So I still got what I wanted. But I did the interview. I had a couple of interviews. But I remember, okay, so I'll tell this little quick story. So when I was at Back Hollywood Live, every once in a blue moon, they would give me a guest that I had to interview, right? And I didn't fight them on it. I just said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. And there was these three guys, these three black guys who had a show called Ghost Brothers. I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. I was watching going, what the F? But I said, they had a big following. So I'll follow them. When they came on my show, before we even started, we totally hit it off. And the four of us, were like brothers before the show even started. Like, it was like, I was so impressed. And then I found out in research of them, they all had multiple businesses. They were giving back to the community. Like, they had a lot going on. And I was like very interested. And to this day, I'm friends with them. Like, it's completely like, I went in kind of going, I don't know. I'll do it because the network told me to do it. But it turned out great. One of my highest rated episodes, of course, because they have a lot of followers. But just as people, I admired all three of them. And the Ghost Brothers is the show they do. It's not acting, and it's not scripted. But it's, it's produced. It's produced. Let's just say that. I don't know what happened to that show, but they're doing fine. Trust and believe. They're in Atlanta, so they're doing just fine. I hope they're doing fine. I mean, as of the Rona, they were doing fine. I don't know how they're doing now, but they're fine. I should check on them. Now I should check on them now. Don't think about it. But I don't know what happened to the show. This was several years ago. This was at least 2 or 3 years ago. Well, maybe 3 years ago or longer because I had Bell's palsy 2 years ago. So yeah. But for the most part, back to my point, I whatever projects I am part of those projects for a reason. I'm not part of projects that I don't want to be a part of. And trust me, I've been offered things I've said no to. Like, no, for whatever reason. So it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not take every offer. It's okay to turn down people. People will turn you down and stuff, but it's okay because it's your business. You should be doing what you want to be doing. I always say it all the time. Personal life, professional life. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Like tonight, after I get off this meeting here, I'm going to be getting my ice cream, my lactose-free ice cream, because I can't have lactose, because I'm fucking lactose intolerant after 50 years of having lactose. But I digress. I'm going to have my lactose-free ice cream. I have my hot fudge sundae. I want my hot fudge sauce and put on top of it, and I have some cherries. And I'm going to have me a nice little, watch some TV and have me a nice little thing tonight. That's what I'm doing. Yes, I've been losing weight and stuff, but every once in a while, it's good to have. I feel like after a week like this, I'm going to have me some ice cream. That's right, bitches. Have me some ice cream. And watch some TV. I've been watching Netflix. I've been watching all these documentaries. They have one with TLC. Something I'm looking at right now, something with TLC, but I keep missing what it is. Get it? I don't get it. I am. How's everybody doing? First of all, enough about me. How's everybody doing out there? How are we surviving? It's especially all of us in LA. I know Walker R. I know Phil Dolan. I know you guys. We're all in Southern California. How everybody doing? I'm safe where I'm at the moment, so we're good. We're good. I'm safe. It's kind of quiet over here besides the fireworks. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Phil, I know your neighborhood's crazy. And I don't live, and then also like last night downtown, I have friends who live downtown. They were going through it too. I was like, we had the riots here in this part of town back in '92. So I'm like, but we didn't, we don't have anything going on here. So Inglewood's fine right now. We're doing okay. We're doing fine down here. Good, no complaints. Good. Downtown, downtown was fucking crazy. And Mid-City is crazy right now. Now we're on a curfew. They call it National Guard in out here. It's just, yeah. It's crazy. You're good. Everybody's good. Everybody ready for June? I don't know what's going to be in June. I don't know what's happening in June, but I know June's coming. I don't even know what that means. In my head, y'all like what's going through my head. Well, Candy, don't you always have questions going through your head all the time about stuff? So your birthday's in June. That's right. You have a birthday coming up. So you do. At least you have something to look forward to. I guess in a weird way, even during this shelter at home stuff. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. That's good, folks. I'll let you guys ask me some questions. We got 15 minutes left, so I'll let you guys ask me questions. Every time I do this, I get interesting questions. So your birthday's in June too. That's right. You June babies. My mom's in June. She's a Cancer though. She's June 29th. She'll be 70 this year. Can't go nowhere though, but she'll be 70. Well, you guys can ask me some questions. I'll open it up. People say I should ask people. Let people ask more questions. You ask me usually good questions. So I'll let this portion go for you guys. Next Friday, a new show is starting that I'm doing on here, 10 p.m. A lot with Stacy. My friend Stacy Tomes and I will be talking about all kinds of stuff like this, and we're gonna do it next Friday. We're premiering it next Friday. So yeah, I got Miami on Wednesdays. I'll have her on Fridays, and the rest of the show the rest of the week. Crazy. I saw a show on IG where my friend showed his butt while cooking. I was like, what am I watching? What am I watching? The food looked good though. I'll tell him that. But I was a little scared when he was at the stove, and I was like, watch out. You're a little close to the burner. A little crazy. So I was like, a little close, a little crazy. But he made some pesto pasta. He made some of it was really good. I was like, cheese and crackers. I feel like we're going through a purging right now. What are your thoughts on what's happening? I always say that it's like a pot that boils. The water gets warmer and warmer and warmer, but at some point it's going to boil and blow the lid off. That's what's going to happen. So that's the point. So at some point, all this stuff, nature and people and the government, everything was coming to a head. Everything is coming to a head. So like nature's doing better now because we had the kind of quarantine. So like it was of course it was going to go. It was going to get somewhere. So my thoughts on what's happening is it's finally boiling. It's boiling. Now I don't know what this is going to mean later. I have no idea. My faith in humanity is not the greatest, but I don't know what it means in the long run. But right now, it's boiling over. What was my high and low point of my day? My low point was my godson being in an accident. My high point was my new album's out. I'm proud of the songs. It was nice to release a baby. It's like I gave birth today to a musical baby. So I'm very happy people are listening to it. So J2 is called It's Time. It's an EP, 5 songs. SoundCloud at James Lott Jr., all streaming services, platforms, and selling platforms, you can buy it. So I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Another high point of my day was a friend of mine bought me some groceries. I got flour. If you saw my story on here, I got flour. I couldn't find flour for the last 3 months. I got a big giant bag of flour. Now I don't fucking bake or nothing, but I wanted to see if I could get it, and now I got it. So now if I want to bake, I can. You know, you have an issue, people. Okay, tell us an issue. Tell me the issue, Walker R. What's the issue? We're a safe space here. We're a family here. We're here every night. What's the issue? Thank you, K Marie. I love it. The songs are good. Actually, they are really good. Our voices are good together. It's my first time doing like duets and duet voices. It's good. Yeah, Walker. Let's tell us the issue. Come on, girl. Tell us the issue. What's going on? We're all ears and eyes, I guess. Can we see it? People who I'm friends with who are celebrities being signed. That person pissed me off. So that pisses you off. It's funny. Someone asked me the other day if I thought celebrities should speak out, and I guess for me, it doesn't bother me. I'm not really looking to them for for support. I guess my focus is on the regular man. It's like we need to say something. The people who are out there who are not in the public eye need to speak out. I feel like that's where sometimes we even get silent there too. I think we need people to not think, well, my voice doesn't matter, or my vote doesn't matter, or my thing doesn't matter. It does matter. It does matter. It does matter. It does. But I will never tell you, Walker, not to feel something about celebrities being silent. I mean, I'll make that clear. I will never tell another black person how they should feel about this. Everybody has a different story. Just saying, for me, That if they speak out, fine. They don't speak out, fine. I don't really. I mean, there are many of my friends who are celebrities are actually speaking out, like Michelle Stafford, Sean Kanan, Lindsey Godfrey. They're all speaking out, and they're speaking out completely. Um, they I mean, they actually have called me personally to see how I'm doing. So that's kind of the thing. Yeah, I saw Killer Mike's speech. It was good in Atlanta. I saw that. So I know what you mean, Walker. I mean, I've had some professional folks actually text me, call me, and they are speaking out. So I have had that. I appreciate that, of course. Um, but I guess I'm looking to the rest of the community out there at large to say we're done with this. Well, I understand. That's fine. That's your thing. I understand that. For you, it means something to you. You want people that say they care about you professionally and personally to support whatever it is you feel is to support this movement. I get it. I totally get it. I have no problem with that. I get it. But I say, except for me, and I mean that's fine. And now now the ones that bug me are the ones that speak out against it or try to do some like devil's advocate thing. Then I have a problem with them. I have one person I actually defriended because they asked this question like, well, does 9 minutes of a cop's life make them a racist or whatever? And I'm like, I see what you're doing. I see exactly what you're trying to do. You're not by you saying that question, trying to play innocent like, I'm just asking, like, no, you know exactly what you're doing. And you're not doing anything. And by asking that question, you're not doing anything to help with the problem. That's what bugs me. That's what bugs the shit out of me. That's what I'm like, okay, we're done. You're not adding anything positive to the conversation. You're just adding more negatives to the conversation. Under the guise of, I'm just asking. It's a legitimate question, right? I'm like, okay. And he's white, of course, who said this. So I unfriended him. I was like, I don't have time for you. I might unfriend him. And I don't unfriend that many people. But I was, again, trimming the fat. Fall like you're flying. Hi, my friend. So I'm just like, nope. I know exactly what you're trying to do, and it's not cute. And another person tried to, tell me, well, black people should do this. I'm like, you can't tell black folks how to feel. I'm sorry. You're white. You're not going to tell me how to feel. Every black and brown person in this country has the right to feel how they feel. You're not going to tell me otherwise. It's just how it is. You know, all you can do is listen and try to support. Not try to support. That's all. When women were speaking out with the Me Too movement, I didn't tell them to shut up. I didn't try to counter them like women. I have male privilege. I may be black, but I have male privilege. I'm a man. I have male privilege. There are things that I can get away with that women can't. There are things that I can do that women can't. They're not allowed to do. Not like celebrities are smart. Some are fairly ignorant, but there have been many like, yeah. There's also that too. I want my celebrities to like, if they're going to speak out, like, and support, at least know what they're talking about to you. There is that. I know some have said things, and it was kind of, I kind of see what they were trying to say, but they weren't as eloquent as they could be. So I implore anybody, whether you're a celebrity or not, be very mindful what you say in public media. Just going to say that. Everything I'm saying tonight can be repeated and used against me in a court of law. Everything I'm saying on this show, I stand by 1,000%. So that's where, there's that too. You're right. But this is Hollywood, folks. Of course, they're concerned with their image and their brands. They are. Not many people are willing to sacrifice their green. And some will say, and even some black folks aren't speaking out either. There's some black folks aren't speaking out either. That will say, well, I want my piece of the pie. I'm changing things in these other ways. So I don't know. It just depends. But you're not saying anything out of turn. You're not. They were like, oh my God, it's her plastic surgery, Elliot. So not speaking out of turn. But I think everybody should feel the way they feel. And I said, again, I won't tell people how to feel. I would never tell somebody, you're wrong for thinking that way, or you're this for that. I would never say that. I think that Everyone has valid reasons for how they feel. And it's what Mayumi says, we're all going through trauma right now. This is an America problem. Because I really do, I've had some really great friends who are white really show up for me the last couple of days and really show the world their solidarity. So I'm very proud of them and very happy that they're doing that. So I've been very pleasantly surprised. And I want to acknowledge that. So there are a lot of allies out there who are marching, who are, speaking out, who are not condoning what's going on, who don't see it five different ways, who see it for the way it is, and they understand. And so that's been nice. I want to kind of give this on. I want to end this show on a happier note. That's something, a positive note. And I always look for gratitude in everything. I do. I try to look for gratitude in everything, and I try to find some of the silver linings. And I always say this: out of tragedy and crisis, beautiful things can be born. And there are some friendships of mine that really I'm very happy with, and they're not black or brown, and I'm very happy with what they're saying and doing, and how they're walking every day in this. And I believe their sentiments. Like I believe what they're saying. They're not just bullshitting me. So I do like that. Some of my family members are white, and they have called me and said, James, we're on your side. We're on the side of this. We're going to do what we can, and I'm seeing them do it. So it's not just talk, or James, we were on your side. We're on your side, and then nothing. They're doing stuff in their own communities. Because this is an America problem. This isn't Republican or Democrat. This is an American issue that we need to edit. As going back to my editing your life, we need to edit this. This is not kosher. We're supposed to be the greatest country in the world. This is not how we're supposed to act or we're supposed to do. We should be a shining example of this melting pot. I know that was an illusion, obviously, in our history books, but now we're all here. So let's show them how it's done. And I want answers. I want solutions. I don't care who started what and who did what. I don't even care anymore. I just want answers. I'm looking for some leaders. I'm looking for some leadership, folks. I'm looking for some quality leadership from the local level to our national level. That's what I'm looking for. And I will continue to look for that. And trust and believe I will be voting in November from the local levels. And I'm telling you again, every measure, every bill, I'm going to read it all the way through to see what they're talking about. Look at the district attorneys you hire, you vote in, sheriffs, chiefs, council people, mayors, senators, governors. I'm looking at every level. Your voice can make a difference. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Don't not vote. The folks who don't vote, get my vote off the island. I don't condone any of that at all. My ancestors died so that I can vote. That's what they did. They died. Some of them got gassed and whipped. They fought. And women too. The women fought and died to vote, for women to vote. So it's important for you to go out there and vote. It's the last minute of the show. Last minute of the show. This show goes by so fast. It's an hour. So I'll be posting this on my YouTube channel, JLJ Media, of course. You can watch it during the daylight, which some people are watching it during daylight. So thank you. I appreciate that. Chances are I'll be on again tomorrow night. 10 o'clock, I'm on here. Phil, you came on too late. It's at the end. Well, Walker, you can always talk to me about anything, you need help or anything. Phil, I love you. Sis, I know I love you. Everybody out there, thank you so much for joining me tonight and finding that my show is worthy of your time. Kenny Mac, we will talk because we do need to talk. And everybody, I love you guys. Bye.